Now, Action 10's Cole Vaughn with your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
While it's winter here in the U.S., it's actually summer down in Australia. The country just had its warmest January ever, and the South Australian capital hit a high of 116 last week. Hot enough for one Aussie to fry his omelet out under the sun. In Melbourne, everything was melting. Elephants have been swimming daily to beat the heat, and this thirsty koala got a little help. Australia just experienced its third hottest year on record just last year. Pretty remarkable down there. We're gonna been dealing with the flip side back here in the United States with the extreme cold that's been gripping much of the northern U.S. But let's bring things back here to the coastal bend, more specifically Rockport. You see the clouds that started the day with us. A couple of breaks in those clouds allowed a few rays of sunshine to make it into our skies, and then we saw more clouds beginning to fill in as we made it into the afternoon hours, and then we're still dealing with those clouds even as we speak. So right now in Rockport, look way off there in the distance. You can kind of see that the sight just ends there, and that's because there's a very thick layer of fog sitting over much of the ocean. They're currently sitting at 59 degrees out there in Rockport. You see the dew point at 58. When those are almost touching, that means fog is getting very close to forming. And in fact, you can see where that fog is at. You see all the whites and the grays here over the Gulf of Mexico. So it's sitting just offshore, and in some cases it is beginning to spill inland, especially out there on the islands. I know we're seeing a little bit of that even here in downtown Corpus Christi. Now, Doppler 10 radar, you're seeing still a little polka dots of some drizzle showing up here. Overall, this is not anything too significant, and we're not going to see much of that as we go throughout the overnight hours tonight. Just a little mist and drizzle here and there. So temperatures now, we're at 64 in Corpus Christi, 68 right now in Orange Grove, and 70 still in Falfurrias. Now the humidity has begun to come up as the temperatures are dropping a tad, so we're looking at 80 to 90% for a lot of the area. When those humidity values get that high, that means we're getting close to fog forming, and that's what we're expecting overnight tonight, more in the way of fog for tomorrow morning. Now I want to show you, I was talking about the deep freeze that's been plaguing much of the northern U.S. over the past couple of days. They're finally beginning to see those temperatures warm. They're now back above zero, and they're looking at many of those locations approaching 20 degrees earlier this afternoon. So they're going to be gradually working their way closer to that freezing mark as we head into the start of next week. So current temperatures across the state, we're in the 50s and 60s for most of us, 65 in San Antonio, 59 for our friends up to the north in Dallas. Now the satellite and radar, there hasn't been a whole lot of radar activity across the state today, but look at what's going on off to our west. That is the next weather system that's going to be impacting the Lone Star State. So you can see it here on water vapor. You see the little swirl over New Mexico and just near El Paso as well. That's where that weather system is located. But the track of this means that we're only going to see very limited effects from this weather system as we head into this weekend. So watch what happens. Overnight tonight, we start to watch this weather system track across the northern half of the state, and that's going to be far enough away from the coastal bend that we don't see much in the way of impacts. It's going to increase our shower activity ever so slightly as we head into tomorrow, mainly tomorrow morning, but then that weather system is going to be headed out of here and that chance of rain is going to go away. We're also going to see a very weak area of high pressure begin to build in. What it's going to do is it's going to barely cut off the rain chance, but it's not going to do enough to get rid of the cloud cover around the area. So we're still going to have plenty of clouds around for Super Bowl Sunday. So as for tomorrow, we're going to look at that temperature starting the day around 58 degrees. We make it up to 70 by lunchtime, 72 for that afternoon high, not altogether too different from where we were today. Those stray showers mainly for the first half of the day, and then as we get into the evening hours, that rain chance is going to begin to taper off, but you do see that wind starting to reverse from the south-southeast coming right off the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to continue to usher in some warmer conditions as we head into the start of next week. So future tracker, overnight tonight, we're going to see a few more showers across the area. I would anticipate that by early tomorrow morning, we're looking at a little bit more light rain across the area. That should continue throughout most of the morning hours, and then as we get into the afternoon, future tracker is indicating that we could see a few breaks in the clouds, which could bring some sunshine to some of us that have been dealing with these clouds now for a couple of days. Even then, it's not going to be extremely long-lived because as we head into the evening, we're likely to see more clouds rolling into the area. Well, now it's time for your 7-day forecast brought to you by AutoNation. Gear up with a new truck. AutoNation's New Year New Truck event is on. Rush to the AutoNation store near you. So as we get into Super Bowl Sunday, we're looking at a temperature around 76 degrees, so maybe just a couple degrees warmer than where we are tomorrow. I still think we could see a little bit of sunshine, but it is going to also be humid out there, so mixing that sunshine and the humidity could make it feel rather steamy outside. 76 again on Monday, and we're really going to sit right there in that 75, 76, 77 degree range all the way through about next Thursday. There's not going to be a whole lot of change for the start of next week. It's not until we get to the end of next week when we start to see a weather pattern shift in the coastal bend. Andy?